Welcome all sports fans, YouTubers, Facebookers, all social media across the nation. Uneducated Network presents Uneducated Sports Talk, and I'm your host, Carlos Clayton. And once again, I have a very special guest on my show now, Mr. Chris Lambert, the host of Uneducated Star Wars Talk. How you feel, baby boy?
Nice to be with you.
Yes,
with the Palpatine of this empire.
That's right. If you guys want to see more of Uneducated Star Wars Talk and more of Uneducated Network, Uneducated Sports Talk, please like and subscribe to Uneducated Network. If you haven't done it yet, do it right now. Please do it now. That being said, we all know we've been doing about 32 for 32 for the last, 30 days now. And we're down to our last two, the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons. But we're going to talk about the Falcons on this episode. The reason why Chris Lambert is here, because he is a majorly huge Atlanta Falcons fan. So give it up for him.
Get the business living in Louisiana. Being a Falcons fan.
That's right. He's in Louisiana. He's a Falcons fan, so he gets a lot of flack from us. But he's a trooper, though, and I like that. So with that being said, we all know the Falcons went 11-5 last year. They were winners of the NFC South. They were the representative for the NFC in the Super Bowl. We all know about their collapse to the Patriots to lose Super Bowl. But it's a new year. It's a brand new day. That was such a long time ago now. Hopefully they take out their minds. Before we get into that, I want to know how you feel about your team. What they're going to do for this year, man.
I feel like we're going to have a good year, another good year. Hopefully get back in the playoffs. I have us projected to get back in the playoffs, winning the division again. And I think it'll be tougher because I think we on the map now, and teams will be looking for more of what we're doing and stuff like that. But I like our chances this year. Should be a pretty good.
It's kind of scary because we all know Cam Newton and the Panthers had this buzz going into last year, being the representatives of the NFC for the Super Bowl, and of course they had a very dud year. But I don't see that happening to Atlanta because of just the quarterback situation. Cam is a runner, a guy who takes hits, and of course we all know this little crybaby tantrum he had at the podium about football not being fun. Well, if you stop running the ball 1,000 times and trying to do dances before the end zone and get whacked up, then you'll be all right.
Jones whacked them up pretty good one game, too.
So I'm saying, those kind of situations is the reason why I saw Carolina, being the favorites to go back to the Super Bowl, and at the end of the year, they're not even making the playoffs. So Atlanta's a different team. Their offense is just scary. Carolina's offense didn't scare you. So that's two reasons why. But I think Atlanta's offense is scary, and playing on turf, playing with those fast guys they do, they're built to be fast. They're built to score a lot of points. I think Atlanta, in my opinion, is going to be the favorite once again in the NFC South. There's always competition just because those teams kind of make the rivalry. You had your rivalries when it comes down to the AFC North, with the Steelers and the Bengals. And, of course, the NFC East is a rivalry among itself. I think the NFC South is surely getting to that spot to where you can see a Bucks versus a Falcons or a Saints versus a Panthers or whatever, vice versa. And it's all magnitude to a higher level just because of the team. So it's
especially
never
with the drama, with them adding the division games towards the end of the season.
Yeah,
there's more drama towards playoff implications and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that'd be even bigger.
Well,
the games mean something.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Kyle Shanahan went ahead and dipped, and he's the head coach of the 49ers, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll make sure I got that right. Yeah, Kyle Shanahan is the head coach of the 49ers. He's gone. Steve Sarkisian, he's back as offensive coordinator for the Falcons now. He had his one little game with Alabama for the championship, but he's the offensive coordinator. Like my man said, it's not really his offense. It's more like Matt Ryan's offense. Explain that to me, man.
Nice to have you along for the ride, Mr. Steve Sarkisian. Please try not to get in Matt Ryan way, because this is going to be Frank Sinatra, was it? My Way?
Yeah.
This is going to be Matt Ryan's
My Way. Something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. But I think Matt Ryan is the main shipping in our fleet right now, and we're going to ride that boat to the end, I think, because he's our franchise quarterback, and you know how hard it is to get one of those, and we actually have a talented one, so, I think we'll play the best system that fits his strengths.
Now, I feel Steve has to adjust to Matt's style, and Matt shouldn't have to adjust to Steve's style. I mean, you're the one coming on to the defending NFC championship.
Not to say he won't have no say.
You never want to have
that.
Of course, yeah. But at the same time, the bread is good over there. You want to keep eating it.
We've been there. What you trying to get to?
So we got Matty Ice, and we also have Devontae Freeman, who before Le'Veon Bell got his contract to be $12 million per year, he was at one point the highest paid running back this year, making it $8.25 million per year. Do you like that they gave him that kind of money for the next? Was it a 4-year deal?
It was a 4-year.
Yeah.
I love Devontae. I knew he was going to get his contract. It was just at the timing for me. My last memory still of Devontae is him missing a block in the Super Bowl that got Matt Ryan fumble. So with that having that bad taste in my mouth, I didn't want to see him like right now. Give me a game or two into the season.
That's right.
Let me get some fresh taste.
Hopefully you put the numbers against the Bears, right?
Oh man, I can't wait.
So we all know they play against the NFC, of course the NFC South, obviously, the NFC North. They play them in who was in the AFC? It's going to be the AFC East. Yeah, the Patriots. So pretty good schedule. AFC East doesn't really scare anybody. It's outside of the Patriots. That's always going to be a tough game. I think it's week 9, I believe. So that's going to be a good game in Sunday Night Football. I cannot wait for that. We've also got tough teams, 2 games against the Saints, Bucks, and the Panthers. And, of course, you're going to see a game against the Packers pretty soon, which will open up the new stadium. How you feel about that stadium, brother? Look good, huh?
Yeah, I love the look of the stadium, but
right.
Opening it against the Packers, that's pretty scary. The Packers have been a personal rival of us Falcons for a while, since basically 2010. Well, you can really push it before that, because we was the first team to beat them in Green Bay in the playoffs when Vic beat Brent Favre out there.
Right.
So we run a little deep against the Packers, and I love those type of things because it's history there.
Right.
But Packers is a team I really don't care for. I respect them because Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. I look at him as the most talented quarterback in the league right now, and he's always a threat. Can put up points whenever he wants. It's just his defense. I don't know if his defense will be able to stop our offense, and I'm pretty sure our defense can stop him once or twice.
Yeah, I like that. Atlanta and Green Bay actually do have some sort of rivalry. Now, people outside of that fan base won't even think so, but if you talk to a Falcons fan or a Packers fan, they're like, I don't like that team. For the last 7, 8 years, we don't like that team. So
they've gotten the best of us. Yeah. But I want to say the last 2 times Matt Ryan is bested.
That's how it should be. That's a rivalry. When at one point it always swings momentum when it comes down to teams winning. Julio Jones, we all know about him. They're saying that is he healthy? You think he's completely healthy? No turf toe injuries. So
it's just staying healthy.
Yeah. If Julio Jones can stay healthy, man, this team is already dangerous without Julio. They showed that all last year. That was the reason why I felt it was something different about the Atlanta Falcons. Just because they had so many weapons, and I think Matt Ryan trusted more people. We knew 2 years ago it was either Tony Gonzalez or Julio Jones. Julio being first, obviously. But now he was throwing the guys. I still don't know who their names are, man. Like
NFL record, 13 different receivers caught touchdown passes with Matt Ryan. NFL record. So he's found any and everybody. I think it was like a backup lineman caught a touchdown pass at one point in time.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like, Atlanta has me just like, they're in my division. I can't stand that one bit. But as a fan of football, they spread the ball around and they don't care who gets it. A lot of times Julio plays a decoy role, which got other guys involved. And now with Julio being healthier than he was last year, this is very scary. Atlanta team, I see them, being a whole lot better. A team like that who lost they lost 5 games, you would think, man, this team should have as much firepower. But when you saw them when it came down to crunch time and towards the end of the season and in the playoffs, you knew that this team was very special. And that's why I see them going a little higher than what they did last year. Now they fully blossomed to this game where they know what they want to do, know what they want to be. So I'm very excited about the Atlanta Falcons.
Yep.
How you feel about that? 11-5, that was kind of weird record to know what kind of...
It actually could have been better. Games we lost some that we probably should have won, like against the Chargers. I know that was one we should have won that we gave up late. The Chiefs ended up scoring, and they
stole them
on the 2-point conversion. That's one we probably could have won. So I look forward to maybe us beating those teams that we should beat. And the Chiefs was a pretty good team, so the fact that we were in the game and we're doing as well as we were was pretty convincing to me as well. Just clean up a little things towards the end of the game, get those wins, and could have even a better record.
There we go. All right, Atlanta has, like everyone else, had a draft. So we're gonna go down a few of these guys' draft picks. We all knew going in they needed pass rushing. My thing was when you're the 31st team, pretty much. I mean, I know they went up to the 26th pick with Seattle with a trade, but when you're the representative, that means you don't need much to get back to the playoffs. Because the key is in the NFL, win a division or make it to the playoffs. Anything can happen. So we know that, but they don't need much. So with their first pick in the it was on the 26th pick, the first round, they got a Takaris McKinley from UCLA, defensive end, and we all knew. Well, it was kind of a surprise pick, but it did really surprise everyone because it was a needed pick. Regardless who it was, because at that time in the draft, you're talking late first through early second, there was a lot of defensive ends. Yeah. And so basically you pick one off the hat, in my opinion. But they went ahead and got, called him Tank.
I call him Tack.
He was a Tack.
Yeah, I call him Tack.
Tack.
And it was a strange pick to me because he was had the injury stuff. I think he had a torn bicep or something. I was like, this dude must be really good because, I kind of boycott the college stuff.
Right.
Because they mistreat the players to me. I feel like they need to get a little more money. But I heard about Tech. I try to go back and watch highlights of the guys that we interested in. But it was weird to me that we was focused on a guy who was kind of injured. But I was like, maybe he's that good to where if we taking a chance on him missing a couple games, it'll pay off even more in the long haul.
This guy, the defense is young. That's the thing about the Atlanta Falcons, the youth movement. We can say about that. They get younger, but they get faster. And in today's NFL, what I like about it is that now you got to have fast players. The linebackers got to be fast. We're talking east to west. Back in the 90s, early 2000s, it was north and south. Of course, in the 80s, but now it's east and west, and you got to have fast players. So we all know about the Deion Jones. That guy's an athlete. He's incredible to watch. We all know about Dick Beasley as well, coming on as a DN, outside linebacker, whatever you want to call him these days. So we all know that movement going in. And I bring up Deion Jones because his teammate from a couple years ago, Duke Riley from LSU, linebacker, he was the third round pick. They skipped the second round. Third round pick. Tell me about Duke Riley, man. How you feel about that guy?
He fits the mold that Dan Quinn has been preaching since he got there.
Right.
Play fast and physical football. And that's why I was excited about him. He has chemistry with Deion Jones. They actually grew up in New Orleans together, went to LSU together. Now they play in the NFL together. So that's a great story. Glad to see him a part of the team. And Dan Quinn really hasn't really missed with a lot of his early to mid-round picks, because he knows what he wants and he sees what guys has, knows he can fit their system, and that's why I'm excited about really any player that Dan Quinn picks within them first to 5 rounds, because those guys usually work out.
Well, speaking of that, we have a 4th round pick in Sean Harlow. He's a guard. I don't know anything about him. I'll let you explain.
Oh, he was supposed to be the heir to the right guard spot because our last one retired, and he hasn't worked out too well. I think it's Wes Switzer who's ended up gonna be taking that spot. But we had high hopes for him. Well, I had high hopes for him because I was like, they usually don't miss on their draft picks, but this looks like a miss, and it's pretty early because since we always seen him is in training camp and preseason. Hopefully he can learn the system a little bit more and work out a little bit more because that offensive line is key to success.
Right. Well, before we wrap it up, man, where you got the Falcons going this year, record-wise, and where you see them going into the playoffs?
I see 10-6. I actually think maybe we lose a game we probably shouldn't lose. Maybe to the Saints. Maybe y'all come back and beat us once in 3 years. Maybe once. So maybe that. And we have a pretty tough schedule, but I don't think we miss out on the playoffs. I look forward to seeing Dallas in the playoffs. I know that was a game that I was hearing a lot about being that I live in the South. That was Dallas fans everywhere, So they was talking a lot of noise about how y'all don't want to see us. I do want to see y'all now.
Right.
So, I can't wait for the playoffs. Hopefully we in there.
All right. Yeah, well, they'll be there, I think, in my opinion. Now, I said the same thing about Carolina as well last year, so hopefully I'm right about this. I have them same record, 11-5. I think they are still a better team, in my opinion, but competition got a little harder with their first place schedule now they have. when you play the likes of the Packers and the Seahawks and those type of teams for this year, and of course your NFC South opponents as well. So 11-5, but they still win the division, still make it to the playoffs, and I don't have them in the Super Bowl. Y'all know my pick is the Raiders and the Seahawks, but we'll see about that. Anyways, man, so I want to thank Chris Lambert, who is the host of Uneducated Star Wars Talk. To see more of him, check us out on Uneducated Network. And for the network right here, it produces Uneducated Sports Talk. And I'm your host, Carlos Clayton. And as always, sports fans, you know what it is. Stay smart, stay uneducated.